So these two kittens, they are about 16 months old, and I have the more active one. This is Michael, and Randy has Gabriel, who's the calmer kitten of both of these guys. And at 16 months old, maybe not so much kittens as much as juveniles. They have been here since October, so again, there's no time limit on how long animals can stay with us. These little boys, well, big boys, are happy, healthy, friendly, as you can tell, very active, and they are bonded. So they came in together, they live nicely together, they groom each other, they play together, so we consider them bonded, meaning that they must be adopted together. It would be unfair to either kitten to separate them. And a lot of times if you have room for one cat in your home, another one is not going to make that much difference, especially if they already get along with one another. So again, this is Michael. He's a gorgeous brown tabby. Gabriel is our domestic shorthair. Both of these boys have already been, there you go. Both of these boys have already been neutered. They're microchipped. They are current on vaccines, including a rabies vaccine. And the microchipping that we do microchipping for any animal that leaves here, whether they're adopted or returned to an owner. And that's just in case they get loose from their adopter or their owner a second time, and they end up at a shelter or a vet's office or any place that has a scanner, they can be easily returned to their owner. Just because the microchip, it's about the size of a grain of rice. It's implanted between their shoulder blades, and it emits a number. And then that number tracks back to a database. The database includes information on the owner's contact information, their address, their name, their phone number. It can also have medical information on the animal, so if your animal's diabetic, needs certain medication, all of that information is valuable, especially if an animal comes into the shelter, say late at night, and we're unable to reach an owner until the morning. We would be able to have access to that information, which is important. Some folks think that microchipping is invasive. It really has saved a lot of lives. We have returned animals that have come from New Orleans, that have ended up in Frederick. People visit here, their animal gets loose, ends up at the shelter. The microchip would be the only way that we would be able to notify the owner that that happened. We've had animals, from 2 counties down in Virginia that have showed up here, and again, the microchip was the one way that we were able to return them, because so many times if you lose your pet, you're typically going to look in the local vicinity and adjacent counties. You're not going to think to look 4, 5, or 6 states away. So microchipping has certainly helped the animals that we've seen in being returned to their owners. So again, I've got Michael here in my lap, I guess he's finally just adjusted to sitting. And then Gabriel is over there. So again, if you're looking for 2 cats, these are 2 bonded. They must go together. And there is a reduction in their fee as well, because once you adopt the 2 together, there's a $20 discount. So if you have any concerns about adopting 2 cats at the same time, if you've never done that before, we are always willing to answer questions, to offer you advice, to kind of gauge if this would be a good choice for you or not. But these guys, again, are only 16 months old. They've been here since October. They are wonderful, they are social, they are sweet, and they are volunteer and staff favorites. So I encourage you to come in and visit with these guys if you're looking to adopt.